Hi Myra, how you doing? Neil Howe here. Just want to share this video with you of 3 things that you can do to help boost your ranking in the search engines and get more clients from all the people that are searching for Private Investigator, Houston, and all the other searches that people are searching you out. First of all, you might be asking why I am doing this. Well, I reach out to businesses like yourself and private investigators in the Houston area right now, as well as other cities all over the country, and I try and give some helpful information that you can take and use and implement yourself. Or many people say, hey, I don't really know about this, I need somebody to implement that for me, and they ask for my help in doing that, in which we can have a conversation about that if you wish. But those are the reasons that I do these videos, and it's how I get clients, so it works really well for me. Anyway, I want to give you some good information, and I want to just give a general observation about your website and what I see right away. I'm sure a lot of this stuff is going to be things that you've already thought about, just might not have had time to get done yet, but I want to just talk about your overall brand and your identity first. First of all, getting emails from multi-service information that has an email address of what is it now, serviceinfo@gmail, is a little bit confusing because I don't know what it's about and what it's supposed to mean. So that would be the first thing from a brand perspective that I would try and clear up. The second is, are you MA Capital Investigations, or are you Detective Houston? And again, we've got the now serviceinfo@gmail as your contact here. And I'll have to remember this phone number, see if it's the same phone number as the other one on your website. I haven't looked at it, but like I said, I'm sure yeah, you got the same phone number. So you've got different websites with kind of the same information on it. What I would do is pick one and stick with it. This is a great URL, Detective Houston. I'm sure some people are searching that out. Whether that aligns with your branding or not, I don't know. It seems like this is the one that's got a little bit more authority, a couple of links, and it's also the one that you are using for your Google My Business profile. So whichever one it is, pick one, stick with it, and go from there. Having two is too confusing, and if you do go with either one of these, whether it's the Capital Investigations or the Detective Houston, get a professional email from this domain rather than have a Gmail. And you can do that also through Gmail. I think it's $5-6 a month or something like that you have to pay, but you'll be able to use your URL and just have it routed through Gmail, which is what I do. Anyway, so Private Investigations, Atlanta. I want to get I'm in Atlanta, excuse me, Houston. I want to give you a few things that really moves the needle when we are talking about showing up in the rankings. Obviously, there's 1,300 searches a month with a cost per click of $9.11. That's a lot of searches. There's a lot of people looking for your services. It's just about how you're going to get in front of them. So there's a few ways to get in front of them. There's either paid ads or there's organic. Those are the main ways, or there's showing up on the map for your business location. And I want to talk about each one of those. First of all, your paid ads are generally at the top. We usually see a few ads at the top. Not on this search though. You got your map at the top, but there will be ads down at the bottom right here, and oftentimes in the map results too. Most people gloss over the ads because they don't come to Google to get information to pay or to land on an ad because it's paid, and it could be anything. It's not trusted. It's oftentimes not relevant to the search. So most people don't click on the ads. I'd say less than 10% or 130 people a month would click on an ad for this search. And usually there's a lot more people advertising, and that's what drives the clicks up here. The other place, I clicked on something inadvertently there. The other place that gets the majority of the clicks and actions is right here on the map. So about 50% are going to click in one of these three positions, and the more reviews that you have compared to this one down here, and the higher rating that you have, the more likely people are going to click on one of these two right here. Now, a couple of things about these three. First of all, like I said, if you have a lot of reviews, it shows trust, and if you have a high score, it shows trust as well. So those are definitely things that you want to work on to get as many reviews as you possibly can. Simply reach out to people that you have done work with, ask them for a review. You could even say, write it for them possibly, and say, hey, would you leave this review? Or something like this. You can edit it if you want, or you can just post it straight from your profile. If you don't ask, most of the time you don't get, so you need to ask for reviews, because it is a huge driver for ranking on the maps right here. So I would definitely trust this company. They have a great reputation. They've got a high score. Same with this one, not as many reviews, but a high score as well. These are two companies I would be safe contacting and asking them to solve my problems. This one right here, even though they got a 5-star, they only have 4 reviews, so I'm not going to trust this one as much. And this is what people usually do. They click on the actual name on the map, and then they get more information. And just by doing this, I find out if this is a trustworthy company or not, based on what people are saying. The first thing for me, Private Investigator Houston is not a business name, so that tells me it's likely a lead gen site or something that's kind of spammy. And then I look at the reviews, and we've got a John Doe here, Shorty Princess, and then Emily Gomez. But if you look at these reviews, they're keyword stuff. Private Investigation, or Private Investigator Houston, Houston Private Investigators, Private Investigator Houston, affordable, professional private investigators, cheating spouses, Private Investigator Houston again, cheating spouses. So basically they've probably written all these reviews themselves, and they've keyword stuffed them, but it's helped them show up on the map. So they've done a lot of things right, but what this tells me is that there's a big opportunity for somebody else to show up on the map alongside this Panoramic and Gradoni, who are the two major players internet-wise in the private investigator niche in Houston. Okay, so those are the two ones that I would look at. To whatever they're doing, I would look to do the same thing, and then I would look to do some things a little bit better than they do, and also look at all the things that they're not doing that I know, and do those things to get me up on the map in those positions. So the map is definitely where you want to be. Now, some people will hit this more businesses, but not very many, and then they'll go down and they'll search for others. Right now, I did a search earlier, you were on page 7. Yeah, so here you are, capital investment, you are at page 7, you don't have any reviews, which is, basically if you don't have any reviews, you're not getting any eyeballs, you're not getting any custom from the internet. So like I said, I don't know where you are in your business right now. It says that you've been in business for 10 years, but you got a brand new everything looks like. So great time to start working on it. Anyway, the other thing is, just looking at these websites here, I could go into the links, but you don't really have any The higher domain authority, that means you've got a lot of votes coming in from to your website from other websites. So the higher this is, the better. This will help all the pages on your website rank. And then this is page specific, and this I like to see up in the 20s, and this I like to see up in the 30s for ranking, and that way you should be able to compete for a bunch of keywords. The other thing is content. So we talked about getting on the map is the first thing, and there's three main things. There's citations that are going to help you. There's content on your website all about your niche, which is going to help, and then geolocation, which is the other thing that really helps, and I can explain this more to you if you want. Then there's links. How many links or votes you have coming to your website, that is still a huge factor, not necessarily for ranking on the map as much, but for ranking in the organic section below the map, it is the major factor. And then the last thing is content on your website. So a home page should have an average of about 1,500 words on the home page. I don't think you're close to that. It looks like you've got one of these websites that pretty much tries to do everything on one page, which generally is not a good idea, because Google likes content, and a lot of it, and most of the websites that are ranking have hundreds of pages. If you look down below the map, Google likes big brands like this, so they've got Thumbtack and Expertise, and the reason they like big brands is because they've got a ton of content. This has got 307 indexed pages according to Google. This has got 45,000. Right now with this you only have one page, so it's not an authoritative site in Google's eyes. You should have probably an areas service page, a services page, and have about 1,500 words of content about all the different kinds of services that you do. And then obviously the contact, if there's a blog, you can have that as well. But you should have a navigation bar that shows all these different places. Anyway, those are the three things. I know seems like you're just starting out building this site. If there is anything that I can do to answer questions or to help out, please just shoot me back an email. We can set a time to talk, and we can go from there. But I wish you all the best, and hope to talk to you soon.